Duluth Public Schools are heading back to class tomorrow, and with testing kits like these in short supply, the district is taking an extra step. This plane here is one of the several that's making drops over the Greenwood fire. It can house 3,000 gallons of this red fire retardant, hoping to protect structures in its path. Well, as many of us woke up to a fresh layer of snow this morning, a major storm system is eyeing the East Coast this 3-day holiday weekend. Hinseth joins us now with the details, and Kelly, I think I can speak for all Bulldogs fans, including myself, but we're pretty excited to be back. Now, it was a tragedy for the entire community, but little did the Deans know that that tragedy would lead to opportunity just a couple steps away. It's been so long since I feel like we've had a boat arrive during the morning show here, and a nice sunrise.
Yep.
So
Beautiful sunrise.
We're lucking out today. Got a nice 7-day, got a boat, got a sunrise.
What else do you need?
What else do you need? That's perfect.
In the 10 years of the Ashland Birth Center, more than 300 babies have been welcomed into this world and forever remembered on the walls of this home. Well, Jesse, the spring melting is definitely already taking a toll on these roads. We're back out here on North 10th Avenue East. We went up a little bit further on the street to show you that there's potholes all along this stretch here. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about here.
Natalie, I heard you have a very special guest that you're talking to.
That's right, Adam. I am here. I'm joined with the Grand Marshal of this year's Apple Fest. We have Marilyn Van Sant. Marilyn, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for being here.
Yes.
Thank you for broadcasting from Bayfield.
Now, fire crews, St. Louis County Rescue Squad, and Coast Guard crews have been out in the water behind me searching for that missing father. This is a catalytic converter. It can be worth hundreds if stolen, but for you to fix and replace it, now that can cost you thousands.
Mine's not
You're
too
so
bad,
much
though.
farther than me.
Mine's not too bad, though. Hey,
Actually, you could, that now probably would
There
win the
you
child's
go.
contest right
See?
there.
the
'cause
child's contest.
It's
You know
usually a 7 or 8 inch
There we
peel.
go.
That's doing
Okay.
pretty
This
good.
is what I get after I tore it.
Yeah, this.
The 2022 John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon is officially underway. On Sunday morning in Duluth, mushing teams hit the trails, surrounded by fans eager to be back showing their support after a year with no spectators. Among the crowds was an extra special support for two-time Bear Grease champion Ryan Reddington.
I've long admired the sport of sled dog racing. I've admired the sheer athleticism of the dogs and the true grit and the passion of the mushers, and now to actually be a part of it on another level is just amazing.
Dr. Heather Hadley is a veterinary surgeon from Mission Animal Hospital in the Twin Cities. She cared for Reddington's dog Wildfire after he was hit by a snowmobile last month, breaking several bones in his leg.
We're trying to give him the best chance at getting back to at least using his leg, and then time will tell if he'll be able to get back to racing or not.
Despite the recent challenges, Reddington says this could be his best Bear Grease team yet.
I'm ready to battle. I'm ready to get in there and start racing, and I'm ready to compete.
Meanwhile, reigning champion Erin Letzring, who beat Reddington by just 7 seconds last year, is back to defend her title. She says while a win would be great, she's just excited to be back out with her team.
I mean, anytime you show up to a race, you want to be trying to win, I would think. We're definitely going to give it our best shot, but you run the dogs you have in front of you. You can't worry about what everybody else is doing and just have fun out there and see what happens.
And for Reddington, he has a little extra luck on board. A gift from Dr. Hadley's daughter, keeping his special teammate with him for the ride.
Being here to support the Reddington team on a whole new level, this is just a great experience to be here to support them.
Memorial Day, we honor the veterans that paid the ultimate sacrifice while serving our country. But for one Duluth man, he's honoring his father's legacy with a project dating back to the Pacific theater of World War II.
Next, we invaded the Russell Islands in 1943.
Joe Westerberg has always been a history buff, especially when it comes to World War II.
Okay, we got to find this for Westerberg in LSM 392. Okay, well, where is that now?
A passion instilled in him at an early age by his father, Alan, who was a signalman in the U.S. Navy during the war.
Growing up, it was always, you know, oh, my grandpa fought in World War II, and I'd raise my hand in class and be like, my dad did. You're kidding. No, he was in the Pacific Theater on LSM 392.
At the time of the war, Alan was around 19 years old from the small town of Dassel, Minnesota. He loved exploring and catching insects overseas to send home for his collection. He also sent letters to his family, sharing details and stories of his 2.5 years of service.
When Dad said, well, I have all my letters home. You have all your letters home?
In total, the Westerberg family saved almost 1,000 of Alan's letters from war, now serving as a first-hand account of history.
So some could be 10 pages long, some are a couple pages, some are censored, some aren't. Yeah, it's fascinating to see him go to boot camp, all the adventures he took.
Joe found out about his father's letters about 20 years ago. Since then, it's been his mission to transcribe and eventually publish them for his family and for future generations to see how life was during the Second World War.
You look up history and it's firsthand accounts. That's where you learn more. My dad wasn't actively involved in any major battles, but to me, he's still a hero.
For most of Joe's life, this had been a project he shared alongside his father. But Alan never got the chance to see the book complete before he died in 2019.
But he instilled the love of history for me, and it's just, I wish he were around. I'd have a ton of questions.
And in 2020, when COVID's quarantine hit, it was the perfect time to get it done.
A pair of nylon stockings to every teacher who accepts a contract to teach in their schools. Hey, in 45, that's a big thing. There were just days I was just flying through letters, and I'd yell to my wife, oh my God, Dad's doing this, and it was just kind of a fascinating process, but nothing else to do during COVID, so I just kept plugging away.
Joe says even though they were stuck at home, they were living vicariously through his dad's adventures.
VJ Day, which is September 2nd, 1945, when they signed the surrender documents in Tokyo Bay. His ship and the rest of the ships in his convoy got to fire off flares and guns and everything, make noise and light the sky up. I have his 3 flares that he shot off. And so I know where they were shot, when they were shot, who shot them, and why they shot them.
And after 21 years and countless hours, the book is now ready for publication. Joe hoping it brings others as close to his father as he now feels.
But it's just a project that I've loved, and I'm just glad it's nearing the end, but it's a way to honor my dad. That's tradition.
Well, Joe says that he's now working on fundraising the money to publish the book. Once it's published, he'll have several copies printed for his family and for local schools to also receive a copy. He'll then send the letters to the World War II Museum down in Louisiana. If you'd like to help support the project, we have a link posted on our website, cbs3duluth.com.